I know a lot of people have a lot of questions today about this video, and firstly, Ryan, you've gone very blonde. Yeah, got it done today. I just wanted a new change. New year, new me. No, I just thought, do you know what? I'm sick of the silver fox. I'm going to go more blonde. I'm going back to the old Ryan from yesteryear. I just fancied a change, really. Also, last week's video was very vague in a few things, but since that video was filmed, my mindset has changed. A lot of things have happened, and breakups are horrible. They really are horrible. And this video is to be positive today, not just for me, the person involved, and people who are struggling through breakups, because they're horrible. They really are horrible. The person who's involved may be watching this, or some of her friends may be watching today, and I promise you, it's not to slag you off or your friend off. It really isn't, because I have so much love for them. I really do. It may not seem like it right now, but I do. And things I say today, people already know anyway. And most of the people watching this won't even know what I'm on about. And it'll stay that way, because after this video, that's when I move on. It's horrible feeling, but it has to be done. It has to be done. It's not to slag my ex off or anything, or I won't reveal any details or anything like that. It's basically just to help people, if they're going through a breakup, that it is okay and it will be okay and you can move on. Because I'm 2 months into it now, and I want to say I'm getting there. There's been a few hurdles this week, but I'm getting there. So this video is how to deal with breakups and my story, basically. And it's going to be nothing but positive. So it's going to be positive for me, for the person involved, and people who are trying to get over other people. So my story starts. So we met each other at my old work, and it kind of hit it off from there. We just clicked, basically, straight away. It was weird. Like, I got home and it was like, she's intriguing. So yeah, it was weird, and literally a few months after that, we got together. It was quite quick, really. And we were together for a year, and we had so many good times. And that's what I'll take from this relationship. I don't know if she will, but I will. So many good times. She's not one to, like, have all the attention on her, but it was her birthday coming up. She came to mine and we had a not birthday, so it wasn't even her birthday on that day. It was a few days before. She came round, my brothers, my sister and my parents. We sang happy birthday to her. We got her a caterpillar cake. She was so embarrassed. And I just looked at her and I was like, I'm sorry. Because I didn't even know it was happening. So I was like, Mum, why'd you do this? She was embarrassed, but I think she liked it. Other things, probably my favourite memory is we went to Glasgow. Now, beforehand, I've never been to Scotland, so I didn't really know what to expect. And I don't know, you hear stories sometimes and you're like, oh, Glasgow. But honestly, it's probably my favourite place now. My favourite place. It's my favourite place to look at the scenery. My favourite place. The people are lovely. And that's not my shocked face, by the way. That sounds horrible, but no, like, literally every person we met, they were lovely. The uni is amazing. It feels like you're in Harry Potter, and some of the places in the uni They did film Harry Potter, so I kind of understood that, but it was just so lovely, and the shopping, I think we spent a lot that day. Um, but yeah, Glasgow was amazing. I booked a hotel for us because she was like, "Oh, let's just get a travel lodge." I was like, "No, we're going classy." So we got that. Um, it was just lovely. It was my favourite time with her. Just so nice, so nice. It was just so relaxed, and we could just be ourselves, and it was such an amazing day. And then another memory that's just popped into my head. I got very drunk at a birthday party. It was just a house party, so we went to like have food at a restaurant, and then we came back here and did board games and stuff. But I did drink a little bit, so yeah, she looked after me, and I was so appreciative because I was quite a mess. Yeah, I was like, please carry me up the stairs, and yeah, it was not good. Just a bit of advice, by the way, if you are going through a breakup, thinking about good things isn't a bad thing. Because all relationships have their good parts, mostly. So it's good to reminisce and stuff. It might hurt sometimes, but in a year's time, 2 years' time, you'll be like, I had a really good time with that person. All the anger will be gone from you, and you'll be like, they were actually a really good laugh. If you have a load of memories that you had with your ex, then think about them when you're ready. So the story continues. So I worked at my old job, I worked weekday. I wasn't permanent though. So when it came to Christmas, I applied to be permanent weekday, but I didn't get it. So what they do, they don't just get rid of you, they put you on weekend permanent. So I was just doing weekends. So I did that, and guess who's on weekends? My girlfriend, or ex. It was kind of a blessing in disguise, really. I was like, oh, you're not keeping me on a weekday. Oh, but my girlfriend's there, so it's like, huh, okay. So it came to March and April-ish time, and you can apply to be a weekday person again. It's not permanent. And I don't even know if my ex knows this, but I just thought about it, and I was like, no, I want to spend time with my girlfriend. You know what I mean? Right now, thinking about it, it does sound quite stalkerish, but at the time, like, we were so in love, and we just couldn't get enough of each other. We just wanted to see each other all the time, and so I was like, do you know what? Less hours, less money, but I get to see her more. I don't think she knows that. I kind of did put my life on hold because I think I could have got double what I got over the weekend, but I didn't. And I really, God, it sounds so stupid now, but I really was struggling with money. I really was. Honestly, I should have just gone back to weekday, but I really didn't want to because, and she'll understand, but we were each other's rock. We really were at the weekends. If we were going through something crap, or someone spoke to us in a crappy way, like a customer or some staff member, we always just went to each other and just gave each other a hug, and we're like, we can do this. And then, yeah, we just got through it. Even when we weren't, let's say she had a day off and I was working, I'd be like, why have you got a day off? Like, why? We're supposed to be in this together. Or if I had a day off and I was going to see, I think I was going to see The Bodyguard with my mum because I got it for Christmas or something. Or was it my gran? Both, I think. But yeah, I went to see The Bodyguard, and my girlfriend was like, do you know what? Why have you left me? It was like the worst day ever. And I did feel bad, but, you know, we were just so in love with each other. It was like, it hurt to see them upset, but you were like, it's nice because they care. So everything was going great. I got my confidence back, and she has given me my confidence. Even now, like, I feel like I can do more things now and stuff, and I believe in myself a bit more, and she has done that for me. Hey, exes aren't always bad. Then during October-ish time, she wanted some space, and I didn't give her that, and I know I didn't, and I feel bad now, and looking back I wish I did, because maybe we wouldn't be in this position. So I didn't give her space. She wasn't really talking to me. I don't know what it was. Sometimes she does get in her own head, and I don't know. Sometimes she just doesn't feel good enough. Sometimes, and it's horrible to hear. I just don't understand. But yeah, I wasn't giving her space. And it was a few days before I went to Disney with my best friend, and she still wasn't messaging me. So I was like, it was like the night before. Like the night before, I was going to the airport. So we were going to the airport in the morning. So I just cried down the phone, and I was like, "Please just say like you wish me to have a good time and stuff, and like you'll message me like when I get off the plane or something like that." Because when she went on holiday, I did all that. So yeah, I understand that I didn't really give her space. I understand that now. If you could change the past, I really, really would. I would have just left it, gone on my Disney holiday, and then come back, and it would have been all fresh. Because after I did come back from Disney, it kind of did go back to normal, and we were okay. And then I got a message from someone. I don't know how to say this. It's basically someone said, "I can't see her anymore." So we just reconciled. Everything was going fine again. And then I was told I couldn't see her anymore. Now, that's like getting your heart, ripping it out and throwing it across the road. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, I read the text about 100 times just to guess if that was real. And it was, and I was a wreck, an actual wreck. I couldn't message her, I couldn't call her, I couldn't go and see her. So I didn't know how she was feeling. I really, thinking about it now, it does get to me a little bit, because no one should go through that. If someone's happy, let them be. It was horrible, but in a way, it brought us closer in the beginning. Because we worked at the same place, that's the only place we could talk. And I don't care what anybody says, we're work colleagues, we have to talk to each other. So she told me how she was feeling, I told her how I was feeling, and we were both wrecks. We were crying every night. And we didn't know. We didn't know if either of us were moving on because of the news or whatever. We didn't know. In my head, I knew she was lovely and not horrible or anything, but I just thought, well, she's been told to do this, so I'm guessing she just doesn't want to know me anymore. But that just wasn't the case. Like I mentioned, it did bring us closer, but then things started to go wrong, and hey, I can fully admit when I've gone wrong. If I can only see her at the weekend when I'm working, then of course I'm going to message her a bit more. Because I'm not one to message and constantly message people all the time. That's just not me. But because I was in love with her, and because I couldn't see her, of course you're going to message them a bit more. And that's understandable. In hindsight now, I wish I just left it a little bit and then messaged her like in the evenings or something. Because, again, I was just doing weekends. So when she was off doing education, I was at home or doing odd bits of photography. You just get bored. you get bored. And I know it sounds pathetic, but you just get bored and you just want to talk to someone. And she was the closest person to me. So I just ended up messaging her morning, lunchtime, evening. And it must have got so crazy for her. It must have. So that would just kept continuing, and we're a bit on and off, but it was going in a better direction. I was kind of understanding, right, I am smothering her just a little bit, but she never said that. She never said like I was smothering her or anything, but I kind of knew I was, so I kind of stopped it. And then we had a little bit of a breathing period for like a few days, and then we were fine. And then just before Christmas, out of nowhere, she said she doesn't want to be with me anymore, and our love's not enough, and it just crushed me. And it was over messenger, so she didn't call me. And in her defence, she probably thought I would have been really upset if we met face to face or something, which I would have been, but I wouldn't have freaked out or anything. It's just the respect, that's all. That's one of the main things what made me angry about the whole thing, just the way it was done. Like there was no like affection, or there was no remorse in some ways, and I just didn't get it. And she's not one to tell people her feelings very much, and that was that. And it was just awful. Honestly, you've seen my past videos, you know what I'm like. I'm a very happy-go-lucky person. I was a completely different person after that happened. Completely different person. And I just don't know what I was really. I didn't feel anything. I was just in utter shock. It was just completely out of nowhere. Because a few days before we were being lovey and everything, and we were sending cute messages, and it just, I had to like pinch myself thinking, no, this must be a dream. This must be a dream. Because I've always pictured a future with her, and I just, to this day, it's just a shame, because it could have been avoided. Do you know what I mean? Like if she told me things, and then if I knew these things, then I may have fixed it, because she meant a lot to me. We agreed not to talk to each other until we're ready to speak about things. So that was that. And it was a month. It was a horrible month. I've got to be honest. And she may be watching this now and be like, she might not have thought it was a horrible month. She may have thought, oh, freedom or whatever. I don't know. But it was a horrible, horrible month. And I know no time's the best time, but it was just before Christmas, just before my birthday, and just before my new job. So it was all like raveling into one, and that's another thing. I really didn't want to leave her at my old job. I really didn't. And I know she's not a baby, do you know what I mean? But we were each other's rock, like I said, and I wasn't there anymore. And we spoke about this recently, like, because I wasn't there, she went to someone else who just isn't the best. So yeah, it's horrible. So after that month, I got a random message from her saying, do you want to exchange these gifts? And you can understand, like, I've not heard from her for a month. I've still got all these feelings for her, and still we agreed to not talk until we were ready to speak about things. And it felt like she just wanted to get rid of some stuff, which, okay, fair enough, but we agreed not to talk till we were ready. So she said, oh, I just messaged you for that's it. And then we got talking, and then she said, oh, she actually wanted to talk to me. So I was like, right, okay. And you can understand how confused I am. You really got to understand. But we were catching up, and it was like we were friends again, and it was lovely. It was lovely. Don't get me wrong, it was lovely, but I just found it very bizarre. And I did ask her, like, you've got all these other friends, why do you want to talk to me? And she was like, well, I'm talking to loads of other people. And it's like, yeah, they're other people, but I'm me. I'm your ex. Why would you want to talk to me? So it was weird, and I just thought she was doing it because she was bored, and that just wasn't the case. So catching up, how was Christmas, how's your work and stuff, and all that sort of stuff. Then the conversation kind of turned south, and she told me something, and I kind of took a step back, and I was like, what? It was the thing that she told me. It hurt me. It hurt me a lot. And I just thought that's so insensitive, and it's not something you do. It's just not. And she was laughing about it, and to be fair, I was laughing about it too. And just maybe it was because I was in pure shock, and I was like, why would you do that? You can do so much better. I just didn't get it. I was like, why have you told me this? And she said, honesty is the best policy, which it is. But then she said, oh, you would have found out anyway from someone. Look, I'm not friends with most of her friends, and there's some work friends that we're both mutual friends with. But even then, like, why would they tell me anyway? That'd make them a crappy friend to either you or me. So you can understand that I was very confused, and she's not a stupid girl. She's quite intelligent, and she knew I was hurting, and she knew I was still in love with her. So for her to say the things she said, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, is that her trying to make me jealous, or her trying to show me that she's just over it and everything and stuff like that? Which, if she is, then fair enough, but don't rub it in my face. Do you know what I mean? Just don't. I was just in complete shock. And I just said, by the end of it, I just really don't want to talk to you at the moment until, again, we're ready to talk about things. I just didn't get it. I was like, why are you telling me this? Why is that going to make my day better? It's just not. So yeah, a few days went by, and I did something stupid, and I went to her straight away. I don't know why, or I don't know why. And I was upset, and I regretted telling her that I didn't want to speak to her, and I was so upset. And she didn't really seem to care. So a few days went by, and I did something really stupid, which I regret, and I felt so ashamed and stuff and so stupid that I went to her, and I was ended up crying. We were sending voice messages to each other, and I was ended up crying, saying like, I don't know. I don't know why I went to her. I don't know, but I just ended up saying like, I really regret, like, saying I don't want to speak to you anymore and stuff like that. And she didn't really seem to be all that caring, and I thought she would have been. I don't know. Since she told me what she told me, I thought if I told her, then, like, maybe it is a bit hypocritical, I understand, but yeah, I just thought I'd get some sort of advice or something from her, because I don't know. I've got a lot of friends, and I don't know why I went to her, but I just did. I was just a wreck. So I was speaking to her about it, and then again, the conversation went south, and there was no tact, is that the word, tact or mindfulness of how I was feeling. She was being very harsh. She just didn't really care what she was saying. So I'm not one to stand up for myself. I'm really not. And she knows that. And I just flipped. And I said, I can do so much better than you and stuff like that. I said a lot of hurtful things. But again, it's not like me to be horrible and mean. I said a lot of horrible things, and I ended up messaging some of her friends. The things I said weren't not true, but in hindsight, I just wish I never did it. I was just so angry. I was like, I cannot let her get away with upsetting me again. I can't, and I'm not letting her do it to other people. I'm just not. So I stood up for myself. Now, some people might not think that's standing up for themselves, but I'm not mean. I don't really, like I say, stand up for myself, but I did it all and I just didn't care. I was swearing left, right, and centre. The stuff we were supposed to exchange for Christmas, I've given to my sister now and all my family. I just didn't care. All the Valentine's Day stuff, all the birthday cards, like little messages and notes and stuff, I binned it all. All the photos we had together, all deleted on my phone. I just had enough. I was like, don't treat me this way. Do not treat me this way. I have never treated you this way once. Never. Since we were together, I just never did it. And then she got upset. I did feel guilty. I did feel guilty. But then I thought to myself, look, when I've been upset in the past, I've been upset for 3 months and she's just not cared. So why should I care? For the first time, I stood up for myself, and it did feel good in some ways, and then some ways I felt really guilty. But yeah, the only thing I regret is nothing I said. Nothing I said, because everything was true. But the way I did it. People do stupid things when they're in love, and that was me. I regret it. I really do. They were friends. But I was just so angry. And if I could change the past, there's a lot of things I'd change. This relationship's not just one-sided. It was very 50-50. I did things wrong, she did things wrong. But if I did things wrong, I wasn't aware. But if she did something wrong, I'd said, like, look, you're doing this, like, please don't. But if I did something, she'd never tell me. So I've been on the wiser. So yeah, since then we just got into a slanging match, which I really didn't want. And this is the thing: if you're watching right now, or if any of her friends are watching right now, despite everything that's happened, I will always love her. And she's the most intelligent person, the most amazing person. She doesn't get the credit that she deserves. Like, yeah, everything's happened and stuff. That's just life. Do you know what I mean? I've realised that now. That's just life, and things happen, and who knows what the future may hold. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, she's the most amazing person. She's brought my confidence back. Before her, I didn't have a relationship for 8-9 years because I just felt so low in myself, and she brought that back, and she does that quite often for some people. She brings that confidence back. She's hilarious. She's so, the stuff she comes out with, you're just like, did she just say that? But yeah, just she's hilarious. She's obviously stunning, and you know, some people are like, why are you praising your ex? I'm just that kind of person. And she knows that. She knows I don't hold grudges or anything. I don't. But yeah, she's stunning. She's intelligent and stuff. I said to her today, actually, grass isn't always greener on the other side. And it's just a shame that we can't work through things. And I wish some things were different. Um, and she did say that's quite full of yourself to say that, Ryan. And I thought, you know what I'm like. I don't big myself up a lot. I really don't. But I was nothing but caring towards her. I was nothing but respectful of her. I treated her like a princess, and that's all I could do, really. Don't get me wrong, I've got some issues to deal with. She's got some issues to deal with. Um, but I just hope in the future, if she wants to talk to me, like, let's say if we bumped into each other, I wouldn't just give her the death stare and just ignore her. I'd say, hi, how are you doing and stuff, and genuinely be interested in how she's doing. I'd hope we'd be friends in the future. Like, she's done some things that I'd never thought she'd do to me, and I've done things to her that she probably thinks the same, and that's what happens when people get hurt, and that just happens. But I have no ill will towards her at all. I really wish her the best, because she deserves it. She really does, and she'll know what I'm on about. But she does deserve it. Like, she deserves happiness. She really does. I know a few people will be like, well, she's treated you this way and stuff like that, but you don't know her like I know her. And this isn't me being love blind or anything like that. It's just me saying, hey, she is deep down a lovely girl. The good time, when it was good, the relationship was good, it was amazing. Amazing. She's so affectionate, so caring, and she did doubt herself a lot. And I thought, just sort yourself out, love. Like, you're fine. I just wish her the best, and hopefully in the future we can be friends. And who knows, when she's ready to be in a relationship again, she knows I'll always love her. So I'm not saying, oh, she'll get back with me when she's ready. That I don't think that's going to happen. But the offer's always there, because she knows I'll always. She's my proper first love, so she knows. She knows. Because the grass isn't always greener on the other side. Look, I'm smiling now, and I genuinely hope that if she has watched this, that it's made her smile, or it's made her get some comfort or something, because I don't want any grudges. I don't want her to be upset anymore. I don't want to be upset anymore, and I am moving on. Look, I'm smiling. Do you know what I mean? I've not smiled for ages. I put a post out on my Instagram a few days ago saying this is the first time I smiled in 2 months, and I'm smiling, and I'm still hurting. I'm still hurting, but I'm getting there. I have the odd cry sometimes, and I've got to be honest, I do. But if you're going through the same thing, then it will get so much better. The person might realise that you are for them, or you might realise that you've got so much more worth, or you might just realise that it just wasn't meant to be. I know I shouldn't be, but I'm always the optimist. I know I shouldn't be, it's so stupid, but you've got to be optimistic in life, because if you're just negative all the time, then what's the point? So yeah, I just hope that wasn't so negative. And I hope that has helped a lot of people if they relate to this story. I was really worried about filming this because I really don't know the reaction. I haven't said anything that wasn't untrue, and nothing that nobody else doesn't know already. And you don't know her, so you couldn't point at someone and be like, oh, this is the one he's talking about, because you can't. So yeah, just I feel better for making this video. It was a year relationship, but it was overall it was so good, and I just hope she's in my life in the future. It may be weeks, months, years, but I mean, we both bloody love Harry Potter. I don't know where that came from, but when you find someone who loves Harry Potter just as much as you got to kind of latch on, and she'll understand that, because it's not rare, but when someone really loves Harry Potter, you kind of like stick together. So yeah, and she's a Slytherin, I'm a Gryffindor, so maybe that was a sign. Maybe that we shouldn't have got together in the first place. But yeah, see, I'm smiling, and I hope she will in the future. I really do. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's the big red button, and I promise I won't have any ranty videos or depressing videos anymore. Nothing too personal anymore, because I've moved on, and it's just fun now and helping people. Even though this video is to help people, but yes, next week I'll be filming my small YouTuber tag part 2 or version 2, because I have filmed it before, but it was like 4 years ago and it's kind of outdated now. So I thought, do you know what? I've just come back to YouTube. I'm doing it properly now. I do expect a few dislikes on this video, but if you did like the video, please do put the thumbs up. Please do. It means a lot. And comment down below if you felt the same. If you're going through a breakup or you have been through a breakup, advice is great, please. And if you wish me and my ex well, because I do wish her well. God. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.